When James and I married for love, there was a 22-year age gap, but we didn't care. I was 27, he was 49. After 16 happy years, when James retired at 65, I was 43 and in the most active period of my life. While he was busy with gardening, I wanted new projects. That's when I realized, sometimes we think love conquers age differences, but as time passes, being in different life stages becomes challenging. Don't miss the shocking ending of this story. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell right now, because the truth I was about to learn would show that love isn't always enough. I'm Lisa Thompson, a 43-year-old marketing director. James and I met 16 years ago, and back then it was our greatest love. Now our marriage is at a very different point. When I first met James, I was a 27-year-old young marketing specialist. He was a 49-year-old successful architect. He was designing our company's office. On his first day at the office, he immediately caught my attention. He was handsome, mature, confident. His way of speaking was very impressive. "Who will be following this project?" he had asked. "Me," I said. "Lisa Thompson." He smiled. "James Williams. We'll create a beautiful office together." From the first day we got along well. James was very experienced, teaching me a lot. I also impressed him with my energy. 3 months later, when the project was finished, James invited me to dinner. "Lisa, working with you was very enjoyable. Would you like to have dinner?" I accepted. That night we had a wonderful time. "James, won't our age difference be a problem?" I asked. "Lisa, age doesn't matter in love. You're very mature, and I'm young at heart." He was right. We were very compatible together. James's experience combined with my energy made us a perfect couple. 6 months later, we were married. At the wedding, my family was worried. "Lisa, James is too old. You're still very young," my mother said. "Mom, love doesn't look at age. James is a perfect person. But what will happen in 20 years? He'll retire. You'll be middle-aged." I didn't take this warning seriously. Back then, there was only love. Our first years were wonderful. James was very supportive of my career. He guided me with his experience and wisdom from 2 decades in architecture. "Lisa, focus on this project. It's very important for your career." "James, you're so smart. What should I do to advance?" "Be patient and strategic. I made costly mistakes at 25. Don't repeat them." James taught me about office politics and long-term career planning. His maturity was incredibly attractive. Thanks to James's guidance, I rose very quickly. I became marketing director at 32, much earlier than my peers. During this period, we discussed having children. "James, I want children. I can see us as a family." "Lisa, I'm a bit old. Being a first-time father at 54 is challenging, but you'll be a wonderful father. Your maturity will be an asset." James agreed. At 34, Emma was born. James became a father at 56. Emma's birth brought us even closer. James was a very good father, patient and loving, but the age difference started to become apparent here. James got tired quickly during playtime. While I was still very energetic, he needed more rest and recovery time. "Lisa, I'm having trouble keeping up with Emma's energy levels." "James, your age doesn't matter. You're a great dad." But he really was struggling physically. Running around at 58 was becoming difficult for his joints. It became more apparent on my 40th birthday. "Lisa, I'm 62 years old. You're still very young." James, we're happy. Age doesn't matter. But James was feeling his age. I was still more active. Our differences increased in work life. I wanted new projects. James was planning retirement. "Lisa, I'm tired. I'm thinking of retiring." "But James, you're still very successful. I want to rest now. I've worked for 40 years. James retired at 6. I was 43 and at the peak of my career. That's when our real differences emerged. James was doing gardening and reading books at home. I was pursuing new projects and new goals. "James, let's do something together. Let's travel." "Lisa, I want to rest. You're too active." This difference grew gradually. James was in retirement mode. I was still in work mode. My friends were all active. They were starting new businesses, having adventures. I was the wife of a retired man. "Lisa, why are you so ambitious? Why don't you rest a bit?" "James, I'm only 43 years old. I'm in the most productive period of my life. But I'm not in that tempo anymore." These arguments increased. While I wanted to try new things, James wanted his routine. The biggest crisis happened during Emma's school event. Emma was 8 years old. She was going to participate in the school sports day. James, will you be at Emma's race? Lisa, my knees hurt, it's too tiring. But Emma is waiting for you. James didn't come. I went alone. The other fathers were 35, 40 years old, energetic. If James were 73, he wouldn't be there anyway. That's when Emma started noticing the age difference too. At home I talked to James. James, Emma wants you. You need to make an effort. Lisa, I'm doing my best, but I can't be like young fathers at 73. It's hard to accept this. James was right, but so was I. While I was a 43-year-old young mother, he was an elderly father. Our social life also became difficult. My friends were active couples. James always got tired. Lisa, do we have to be this social? James, I don't want to be isolated, but I can't keep up with this pace. My friends also noticed the situation. Lisa, James looks very tired. He's just a bit stressed. But the truth was, James was old, I was young. The hardest period came when Emma's school friends started questioning. Emma, why is your dad so old? Why does your dad look like your grandfather? Emma came home and asked, Mom, is Dad really very old? I didn't know how to answer this question, because Emma was right. Emma, Dad loves you very much. Age doesn't matter. But Emma was confused. While her friends' fathers played soccer with them, our James got tired. Mom, why can't Dad run with me? Dad is a bit tired, Emma, but Tom's dad never gets tired. These comparisons affected Emma as much as us. James and I discussed this situation. James, Emma is noticing the age difference. I'm aware too, Lisa. I'm very sad. James's sadness affected me too. I also had my career goals. At 44, I was planning to start a new company. James, I got a business partnership offer. Lisa, is it worth taking risks at this age? James, I'm only 44. This might be my last chance. James was more cautious. I was more adventurous. Our social life problems also increased. While my friends were buying new houses, planning vacations, acquiring new hobbies. Lisa, let's go skiing this weekend, said my friend Jenny. James can't ski, his knees hurt. Then you come, James can stay home. But this wasn't a solution either. I couldn't constantly leave James behind. James's friends were mostly retired, doing quiet activities. Lisa, let's play golf this weekend, said James's friend Robert. Golf was too slow for me. I wanted more active sports, so we lived in two different social circles. Our most difficult moment was during Emma's school performance. Emma's teacher, Miss Johnson, had called us. Emma's attention has been scattered lately. Is there a problem at home? James and I talked to the teacher. Emma seems ashamed of her father's age. She doesn't want to participate in school activities. This was very painful. Emma was being affected by our problems. What does Emma say? I asked. She says other fathers are younger. Some children make fun of her. James was very sad that night. Lisa, I'm harming Emma. James, you're a wonderful father. But my age is creating problems for Emma. This was really very painful. James was well-intentioned, but his age was an obstacle. We decided to go to couples therapy, hoping to find a solution. The therapist, Dr. Sarah Miller, was experienced with age gap relationships. This is a normal process experienced in age gap marriages. Being in different life stages creates unique challenges. Is there a realistic solution? I asked. Both sides need to adapt. James needs to be more active within his limitations, and Lisa needs to be more patient about the aging process. But there are real physical limitations, said James. True. Then find different activities. Focus on areas where James is strong. The therapist suggested James use his experience to bond with Emma in ways that didn't require physical stamina. James, teach Emma drawing, share your architectural knowledge, create projects you can do together. James was successful in this approach. Emma learned to draw beautifully and developed an interest in design. But our broader social problems continued. While I was still young and active, James was increasingly tired, preferring quiet evenings. We had therapy for 3 months. Some things improved, but the basic problem continued. Additionally, while my peers were having second children, James didn't want a second child at 74. Lisa, do you want another child? James, I'm thinking about it. But how do you feel? Lisa, I'm too old. A second child at 74 is difficult. This was also a big difference between us. I was still of childbearing age. He was of grandfather age. Our final incident was at Emma's 9th birthday. We had organized a children's party. The other parents were 35 to 40 years old, very active, participating in games. James was sitting in the corner. James, come join the game. Lisa, I don't play children's games at this age. While other fathers played soccer with the children, James watched from a distance. Emma was embarrassed. Mom, why isn't Dad playing? Dad is tired, Emma. but the other dads aren't tired. This comparison was very painful. That night we had a long talk. James, this can't continue like this. Lisa, I'm doing my best, but I can't be like 35-year-old fathers at 74. I know, but Emma is being affected, and you're unhappy too, I can see it. James was right. I was unhappy. I felt older than my age. So what do you suggest? We made the hardest decision that night. Maybe we need to take a break. You're very young. You should live your life. James nodded. Maybe you're right. I can't hold you back. This isn't easy, James. I love you. I love you too. But sometimes love isn't enough. We decided to separate. It was very hard for Emma, but it was necessary. Mom, why is Dad leaving? Emma, sometimes adults want different lives. This isn't your fault. Is this my fault? No, Emma. You did nothing wrong. Mom and Dad being different ages made it difficult. James moved to another house. He sees Emma on weekends. In fact, now he spends more quality time with her. They draw and read books. Now I'm living alone. I'm 44 years old and life is more active. I'm doing new projects, spending time with my friends. Emma is also more comfortable now. I participate in school activities. I still love James, but I've accepted that we were in different life stages. Sometimes age differences can't be overcome with love, especially being in different periods of life becomes challenging. Age gap marriages may seem romantic at the beginning but cause difficulties in the long term. What do you think? Does age difference affect love? Are such marriages sustainable? What age difference is considered normal? Share your experiences in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for similar stories. See you in the next video.